So really, how bad is tanning actually? Individuals who use a tanning bed before the age of 35 increase their chances for melanoma, which is a serious form of skin cancer, by 75%. I started using tanning beds after my senior year of high school and always thought my mom was just overreacting about the side effects and the impact it would have on my skin. I brushed these concerns aside and kept up with my tanning habits until just recently. Although after actually researching the topic, I came to realize just how much damage I was causing to my skin, as well as to my body as a whole. I am here to tell you all today why you should never tan. First of all, there's no such thing as a safe tan. Any change in color to your skin, whether it be a sunburn or a tan, is considered damage. A tan is caused by ultraviolet rays, which increase the amount of melanin your skin produces, therefore causing it to brown or tan. There are three forms of UVA rays: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVC rays are blocked by the Earth's ozone layer. UVB rays have shorter wavelengths than UVA's, so therefore it only penetrates the upper layers of skin, while the UVA rays penetrate deeper. Some of the risks of tanning include sunburn, suntan, premature aging, skin cancer, actinic or solar keratosis, eye damage such as photokeratitis and cataracts, and immune system suppression. A sunburn, also called erythema, is the immediate effect having UV exposure will have. It appears as redness, and a few days later, you can also start to peel. It's caused by cell damage in the epidermis, and when the body senses this damage, it sends blood, increases the amount of blood to that area, which causes the redness and increased temperature. Premature aging, also called photoaging, is caused by unprotected UV exposure. UV exposure breaks down collagen and elastin fibers, which causes wrinkles and loosened folds. Therefore, the symptoms include leathery, wrinkled skin and dark spots. This picture is a pair of identical twins. The twin on the left obviously had less UV exposure than the twin on the right, as you can see by her wrinkles, dark spots, and discoloration of her skin. This is an age progression. The picture right here is a 27-year-old currently. The picture in the middle shows her at age 57 without any sunbed exposure. And the picture on the far right shows her age progression with the use of sunbeds. And as you can see, her skin has aged much faster and is much more discolored and wrinkled than the picture without the use of sunbeds. There are two types of skin cancer. The first is melanoma, which is more rare but also more dangerous. It begins in the epidermal cells that produce melanin. Non-melanoma occur in the basal or squamous cells, which are located at the base of the epidermis, and usually occur in sun-exposed areas of the body, such as the face, the neck, and the arms. Individuals can have a predisposition to skin cancer through heredity, but is also further exacerbated by UV exposure. UV rays damage the DNA in the skin cells, which causes the skin to grow abnormally. It also weakens the immune system and compromises the body's defenses against aggressive cancer cells. Symptoms of skin cancer include any changes in the skin, such as the size or color of a mole or birthmark, scaliness or bleeding on the surface of the skin, or a spot that suddenly feels itchy, tender, or painful. Individuals should perform skin cancer checks regularly to watch out for these symptoms. This is a diagram of different skin conditions. Majority of them are benign, meaning they're not cancerous. Number 3, 4, and 8 are all malignant, meaning they're cancerous. Number 3 is an example of basal cell carcinoma, while 4 and 8 are melanoma. Actinic or solar keratosis is a pre-malignant skin condition, meaning it can progress into cancer, which is why you want to look out for it. It's characterized by raised, rough-textured, scaly bumps, and those symptoms can be symptoms for skin cancer, so you really want to look for those while you're doing skin cancer checks. UV exposure can also cause eye damage. One example is photokeratitis, which is a sunburn to the cornea. It's caused by UVB exposure to the eye and is sometimes called snow blindness because people in higher altitudes tend to have this condition because of the UVB rays reflected off of the snow. Symptoms include tearing, pain, swollen eyelids, feeling of sand in the eye, or hazy or decreased vision, and it usually heals within 24 to 48 hours. Another example of eye damage is cataracts, which is clouding of the natural lens of the eye, and it causes decreased vision and sometimes even blindness. Symptoms include clouded or spotty vision, or pain or soreness in or around the eyes, and it can only be treated through surgery. Here are examples of eyes that do have cataracts. UV exposure can also suppress the immune system. This is from overexposure of UV rays can suppress proper functioning of the immune system and the skin's natural defenses. It can cause increased sensitivity to sunlight and diminish effects of our immunizations and cause reactions to certain medication. Other things you need to be concerned with is sanitation. If you are using a tanning bed, you need to make sure they're cleaned properly because if not, you run the risk of disease, staph infection, and sexually transmitted diseases being spread. There are some common myths that go along with tanning beds. The first is that indoor tanning is safer than the sun because the environment is controlled. And although you are in a controlled environment, they can actually be more dangerous than the sun because they can be used at the same intensity year-round, whereas in the winter, the UV rays are weakened, and in the summer, from like 10 to 2, it's at its strongest point, so at any time of the day, you can be getting the same amount of UV exposure in a tanning bed. Another is that indoor tanning is a safe way to increase vitamin D levels. Although you do increase your vitamin D levels when you do tan, you don't need to tan to get sufficient levels. In fact, just 10 to 15 minutes of unprotected natural sun on your face and hands 2 to 3 times a week gives you the recommended amount. So really not all that much you need to get the proper levels. Here are some statistics that I found, which is 1 indoor tanning session increases your chances of developing melanoma by 20%, and each additional visit to the tanning bed that same year will increase it an additional 2% each time. 1 indoor tanning session per year during high school or college boosts risk of basal cell carcinoma by 15%. In conclusion, the truly damaging effects of tanning may not be visible to us now, but the damage we're doing to our skin at our young ages will have irreparable damage and put us more at risk for cancer as we get older. So the next time you're thinking of using a tanning bed or going to the beach without adequate sun protection, keep in mind this picture. And I think we can all agree that we would rather have the skin of the woman on the left than that of the woman on the right.
A couple of things. Anybody else have a question? You used the term carcinoma and melanoma, both terms I'm generally familiar with, but I didn't really I saw the degree difference, but what is is it place on the skin? Is it type of?
I'm not completely sure, but I do know that melanoma is more, it has the risk of spreading to other organs more so than the carcinoma, so that is why it's more dangerous. But I believe they can occur in the same areas of the skin. It's not really based on where it occurs. I think it's more the aggressiveness of it, kind of. I'm not exactly sure though.
Okay. What about the, are those, I generally do, I've been fortunate, obviously with my darker skin, but I know some of my friends, they seem to go and have to have that stuff clipped, I guess is what they call it. They go on a regular basis.
Yeah, you should, if you go out in the sun a lot or use a tanning bed, you really should have your body checked for that, and they can remove some things, but other things are more serious.
Are there laws coming, or recently came, I seem to, again, my kids are beyond that now. I always was concerned when they were doing it, to be quite honest with you. But something about minors now need certain consents or something?
Yep, I believe the rule is kids under 18 need parental consent. I think that was what it was when I was doing it. But yeah, people are trying to get it kind of banned. There have been some articles about it, but as of right now, it's still completely fine as long as you have parental consent.
Okay, thank you.